While the intellect may understand what is meant by the cycle of tangible supply, only the heart, the love we are, has the courage to live it. Truth goes by many names, but none of them are so honest as love. Not love spelled with a capital letter, but just plain ordinary love. It has been said that love is the key to the mystery, the astrolabe of life. And this is so. This is certainly so. Love is the prime mover. The mountains, the streams, the flowers, the children and their games, and so forth. Love. I am using, of course, relative terms when I say love for something, because love is what we see. Love is the seeing that sees. But how else, now, can one communicate if we don't put it in just plain simple terms? Love for God, love for man, love for the created things that we see. And oh, what I see when I look at children, for example. Just kids, their fears, their concerns, their areas of consternation. When I see those things and then see them for what they are, and then the love that is returned to me. Love. Just a concern for the other out there, for the other, for the greater sense of self, rather than for the ego or the personal sense of self. Love for an out there instead of a just here. I know that love does the work. Love is the magic. I don't know where the notion has come from that there is more than one love, that there is a human, personal, sensual love, and that there is another one called the divine love. There isn't a dualism in love any more than in anything else. There isn't, well, love doesn't have its opposite called hate. Hate is the result of fear, not the opposite of that which has no opposite. Love has no opposite. Consider whether there is more than one kind of love, or perhaps whether love in its infinity includes just more than one kind of an appearance. Love, just simple love. Whether we spell it with a capital letter or not, we mean the same love, the very nature of being, the one that God is, the God that is love, the love that is identity, here, right here, as I, as all. It seems to me that the various presentations of metaphysics fall short on one point especially. They arrive at the point of singleness, oneness, allness, totality, on all points except the singleness of tangible mankind. It speaks of the multitudes of people we see as infinite individualities, leaving everyone with the impression that there is out there infinite free will, each one operating on its own, and so forth. So we have singleness in all areas in most metaphysical presentations, except it rather sloughs off the appearance of so many people out there, and it fails, it seems to me, to explain that. Well, now in this area, there are those who speak of the single man, of the transcendent selfhood, the divine us, or me, but they still, despite themselves, talk of a humanity who needs instruction, or a humanity that exists as a multiplicity of individuals, or as a humanity that is a dream or an illusion that has to be dispelled or educated or something. Infinite individuality is a term that has grown very big, you see, in metaphysical circles. Well, now listen. There is only one awareness. This one. Right here, right now. This one that hears these words. There are not millions of outlooks out there, even though it appears so. The multiple appearing of out there is this infinite awareness. We are, right here, appearing to its infinity. My infinity appearing tangibly to this one I am. People are the tangibility made of my own image of tangibility. Consequently, somewhere along the line, we begin to see others as myself in fact, and not in theory, not in some sort of a metaphysical dream of abstractness or contradistinction. But sooner or later we see, or I'll say it like this, I see myself as I appear to myself. I see the out there and what appears as the multitude of people as myself appearing to its infinity. Not just an infinity of now, but an infinity of not now. An infinity of the past, and an infinity of the future, so to speak. People are how I appear to myself. People are how identity identifies tangibly to infinity. People, even as this particular body I call Bill. People are just bundles of contraries, wherein the real is pointed to. The truth cannot be read and then understood. It can only be understood and then read. The truth cannot be listened to and understood. It can only be understood first and then listened to. And then as it's listened to, understanding allows certain words, certain phrases to ring a bell in the heart. But the reading of truth, or the listening to truth, that has not been comprehended intellectually, allows the heart, which already understands and comprehends it, to respond and to make intellectual inroads. Metaphysics is the psychiatry of religion, calling attention to the causes of appearances. Now, I mean by that the metaphysics that we see practiced in the world. Absolute metaphysics is concerned with getting down to the primal cause, the first principle of being. Herein one lets go of the secondary causes and effects which exist to infinity and returns to the undergirding first principle, the first cause, from which there is no falling away except in belief. Now this, at least in theory, is to let go of the entire arena of all of the secondary causes and effects in all one encompassing action, you see. Now, this action may very well let one see the cause for an appearing, which he could never have perceived otherwise. And then once this is done, a proper action would follow. Now, while the cause and effect processes of metaphysics have their worth on the immediate scene and have played a significant part in our self-discovery, the time is certainly at hand when we should get down to the acknowledgement of the first principle of being, the uncaused first principle of being, from which there is no external effect. To get down to this first principle of being, to acknowledge it, and to live our daily affairs as if it were true. Now, translated to the human scene with all of the relative words, I suppose this means that we live our professions to the fullest extent that we can muster the courage to do so in what surely appears to be a world full of concepts that are diametrically opposed. The gritting our teeth and the doing this seems to bring the courage to do it more and more. And the doing of it provides the means of doing it. New light antiquates preceding views. New light antiquates present courses of action, bringing us to alter them even while they're in process. Take the book I'm working on, for instance. The work done in California was followed by new insights and actions on the personal scene that would never permit me to publish that book or that work as I had done it then. Now here I am in Washington assembling work along a specific line, new work, you see, and it was suddenly antiquated last night, just last night. Now, I have no alternative but to start again. That is, to start the book again. And I do that wondering what new hue of light will interject itself, or that, you see, really I will allow to interject within and as myself, which of course will, I'm certain, appear to alter things yet again. Yet again.